A Texas millionaire is in the middle of a love triangle between he, his wife, and his mistress. Who did he want to be with? His wife, his mistress, or both? However, he would never have the chance to make that choice because he was tragically killed. Was it an accident or was it murder? Let's find out right now. Happy Frightful Friday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne-Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carencro, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. I hope you have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best, and you're ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And as always, I want to know, are y'all drinking that water? Are y'all staying hydrated? Are y'all getting those tickers up? Remember, just a quick 20-30 minute walk, especially first thing in the morning, get those endorphins up, and you're going to have an amazing, wonderful day, I promise you. And as always, I want to thank all of you for joining me tonight on this Frightful Friday. I hope y'all are all having a good week so far and that you're all ready for the weekend. So let's get into this story right now. This story begins with a love triangle. And before I get into the story, I just want to tell y'all this. I want all of y'all to know that y'all all of y'all, including myself, including anyone that's watching now, y'all need to be someone's top priority. Don't ever be someone's side salad. Don't ever be put on the back burner. You want to be someone's top priority. Don't ever settle for less. Know your self-worth and know exactly what you're worth all the time. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, don't ever be someone's side salad. Don't settle for less. So we're going to get into this story. I just wanted to clear that up with y'all right now because this story is crazy. When I heard this story, y'all, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to share it with everyone because it blew me away. It blew me away. We all heard of love triangles, but this love triangle was horrible and ended up in a horrible tragedy. Frances met Bill Hall Jr. in 1979 when they were only 16 years old while Frances was working at a movie theater in Texas. Frances said it was love at first sight. She said Bill Hall Jr. was respectful, he was loving, he was good looking. Matter of fact, she said he was a hottie. He was a cutie. He was charming and he knew exactly what to say to the ladies. He fell in love with Frances just as she fell in love with him. They started dating, and when they were only 18 years old in 1981, Bill Hall Jr. arrived at Frances's home by the side door and he proposed marriage to her. And when they were only 18 years old, they decided they were going to get married. In 1983, they had a daughter named Nikki. In 1987, they had a son named Justin. Their little family was absolutely perfect and complete. Frances was working at jobs like cleaning houses, cleaning places. She was having all these odd jobs while Bill got a job at his aunt's trucking company. But Bill wanted to aim higher. Bill wanted more out of life. He didn't want to just work for someone. He had dreams of owning his own trucking company one day. And he knew that Frances was going to help him get there one day. They were going to climb their way to the top as this powerful Texas couple. In the early 80s, Bill Hall Jr. and his wife Frances bought their first truck and started a trucking company called Bill Hall Jr.'s Trucking. They hired a few workers and they were working their tails off. By 1989, Bill Hall Jr.'s Trucking was worth $12 million, and it is the largest trucking company in the state of Texas, y'all. In the state of Texas. We all know how big Texas is. Yeah, Texas is a huge state, and they have the largest trucking company in the state. They are doing their thing, working their tails off, and climbing straight to the top. While they have all this money on their hands, Frances is a homemaker. She loves cooking. She loves spending time with friends and family. She loves playing bingo, while Bill Hall Jr. loves vacations, motorcycle, buying all these gifts for his friends and family, just loves having fun. But the one thing Bill Hall Jr. loves is the ladies. Y'all, he loves the ladies. He is a ladies' man. And even got his cousin's wife pregnant. He had an affair and he got another woman pregnant. Frances and Bill's marriage is extremely strong throughout all of Bill's affairs. However, in the fall of 2010, Bill Hall Jr. meets a beautiful 27-year-old exotic dancer named Bonnie Contreras. They meet at a spinach festival while Bonnie is there helping her aunt sell chicken on a stick. Bill is captivated by Bonnie. She is beautiful. She is stunning. She has a good figure, and he just can't keep his eyes off of her. They start talking. They start getting to know each other. They leave the festival. The next week, Bonnie finds out that Bill Hall Jr. is trying to get in touch with her. They start talking. Bill asks her out on a date. And on that day, they decide they are going to have lunch at a cozy, beautiful little Italian restaurant in Texas. While Bill Hall Jr. and Bonnie go out on this date, Bonnie asks Bill the million-dollar question, "Are you married?" And he says, "Why, yes, I'm married, but I'm separated and I'm going through a divorce." Don't they all say that? Don't they all say that? Just like Chris Watts, they have all said that in the past. If y'all hear that, in my opinion, y'all better run for the hills. But anyway, Bonnie says she believed him. She didn't see a ring on his finger. She was like, okay, that's fine. I've asked you. You told me. I'm done with it. Bonnie and Bill Hall Jr. start their relationship. And did they have a relationship? They had a good relationship. They were going on vacations. Bill bought her 2 cars. He bought her an apartment. He was paying her bills. He bought her breast implants. He bought her this cute little Yorkie named Maples. Y'all, they even had Christmas cards made together. Christmas cards. Everyone knew about Bonnie and Bill Hall's relationship except Frances, Bill Hall Jr.'s wife, and his kids. Bonnie said that nothing was hidden. They were going everywhere together. And Bonnie said she truly loved Bill Hall Jr. They had a relationship. She said that he would get to her home around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and they would spend all day together, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Where did his wife, Frances, think he was? Because I don't know about y'all, but I would be calling my man. I know where my man is 24/7. I would be calling him. But we also have to think about this situation. Bill Hall Jr. owns a trucking company. So maybe Frances thought he was out and about and never really went looking for her husband. Who knows? But according to Bonnie, they were together all the time, all day long. After 3 years, in the fall of 2013, Bill Hall Jr. started to kind of get annoyed with their relationship and started to distance himself from 30-year-old Bonnie. He was kind of not answering her text messages, not answering her calls, and Bonnie didn't know what was going on. She wanted her man, and she wanted her man home with her. She wanted to be with Bill Hall Jr., and she was not having him, not picking up his phone, not answering her text, and not being with her 24/7. However, why was Bill getting annoyed with the relationship? What was going on between he and Bonnie that he may have wanted to end the relationship between the two of them? Bonnie is now fed up. She sends Bill Hall Jr. a text that reads, "If you don't pick up the phone and you don't answer my text, I'm going to tell your wife, Frances, everything." But hold up, pause. Didn't Bonnie think that Bill Hall Jr. was going through a divorce? So what else was Bonnie thinking at this time? Did she know that he was really married? Did she know that he was never going to leave his wife for her? What was going on in her mind at this time? Bill Hall Jr. throws his hands up in the air and says, "You know what? Go ahead. Tell my wife, Frances." Bonnie picks up the phone. She calls Frances and says, "Hey, you don't know me. I don't know you, but we need to talk about your husband, Bill." Frances is like, "What's going on?" Bonnie tells her everything, all about the affair that's been going on, not for 1, not for 2, but for 3 years, y'all. A 3-year-long affair. Frances is heartbroken. She is so upset and furious that her husband has been having an affair with a woman half his age for the past 3 years. She says they were so in sync at this time. She had no idea this was going on behind her back. She was heartbroken. She confronts Bill about the situation. He's crying. He's upset. He admits everything. And she says that she was so upset. She threw the phone at him, hit him in the head. The phone broke. It was a big old thing. She was so heartbroken between her and Bill. She couldn't figure out why this was going on. Why was he cheating on her? Did he not love her anymore? Then all of a sudden, Bonnie starts sending Francis all these very explicit photographs and videos. Photos of Bonnie naked, photos of Bill and Bonnie being very intimate together, sending all of these videos to Francis. Francis is furious at this time. She is so angry. I mean, Francis says that Bonnie would send pictures of Francis to Bill throughout the day sometimes, like, look where your fat wife is, and send pictures of a hysterectomy to Francis and says, you're not a real woman anymore because you had a hysterectomy. You're hollow inside. All of these hurtful things. However, Francis wasn't an angel. Francis was firing back. She was not just going to sit back and let this woman send her all of these things without saying anything. She was calling Bonnie a gold digger, a skank, a homewrecker, all of these names. Y'all, these two women, as they should, hated each other. But don't y'all think the only person that Francis should be upset with was her husband, Bill? Francis and Bill Hall Jr.'s children find out about the affair, and they are extremely furious about the situation. And remember, Bonnie is around the same age as Bill's daughter, Nikki. Nikki starts calling Bonnie, leaving her threatening voicemails, saying you better watch your back, you stupid slut, all of these things. Bonnie's upset. She's tired of it. She's tired of Francis. She's tired of Bill. She's tired of the children. Bonnie wants all of this to stop, and she and Bill get into this big argument. She kicks him out, says she doesn't want to see him anymore. He goes back into the arms of his wife, Francis. But in October of 2013, Francis and Bill Hall Jr. want to rekindle their relationship, so they go to a hotel in Texas. Bonnie says that she decides she wants her man back, and she starts looking for him at different hotels, different resorts, and finds him. Goes to the hotel. She tells the front desk to ring their room. The front desk rings the room. She hears Francis in the background arguing. When they get home, Francis kicks Bill out of the house, back into the arms of his lover, Bonnie. She says that they are in a loving relationship. However, Francis says that Bill is coming to her saying, I love you. You're the woman that I love. I want to be back with you. I want you to forgive me. I want us to work our marriage out. I want us to stay together. Francis says, okay. Francis forgives him. They're working on their marriage. However, on October 10th, 2013, Bill Hall Jr. wakes up at his girlfriend Bonnie's home. She says they are preparing to go to a bike rally that weekend in Corpus Christi. You remember, Bill loves motorcycles. He had a beautiful baby blue motorcycle. Oh, it was gorgeous. And that weekend, they were going to this bike rally. She says he woke up, he took his medicine. She went with him to his doctor's appointment. He had just had surgery on his shoulder. She said that they got back. She jumped into the Range Rover. He handed her his cell phone and his keys, got on his motorcycle, and they left. And this is the day that turned into a horrific, horrible day for Francis, Bill Hall Jr., and Bonnie Contreras. While they are driving, Bonnie says Bill tells her to roll down her window. She rolls down her window while she's on the phone with her cousin who was on speakerphone. And he says, I love you so much, and I'm so happy. She says, I love you too, hon. They're driving. Then all of a sudden, guess who sees Bill Hall Jr.? His wife, Frances. She notices his motorcycle. His motorcycle is baby blue. It's pretty. She sees her husband. Then all of a sudden, she sees her Range Rover following Bill Hall Jr. She says she grips that wheel as hard as she can. She turns her big Escalade around and she says, I'm going to confront this woman. This woman that she has never met in person. She wants to speak to this woman. She drives. She is following Bonnie. She is going fast. Bonnie gives her the finger. She's telling Bonnie, pull over, pull over. Bonnie keeps giving her the finger and says no. They are speeding down this road, going fast. Bonnie moves, Francis moves. And all of a sudden, Bill is seeing all of this unfold. He sees that it's his wife. He's like, oh my gosh, look what's going on. Francis says that Bonnie is brake checking her, slamming on her brakes. Then Francis has to slam on her brakes. Bonnie says she's terrified at this point. She is so worried about them flipping over. She is so terrified because they are speeding so fast down this road. And she says that she is worried that something's going to happen to her or Bill. She doesn't know what Francis is doing. She says all of a sudden, Francis says all of a sudden she does not see Bill anymore. She cannot find him. She's looking for him everywhere. Where is he? Where's his motorcycle? She notices behind her there's all this dirt flying, but they're in the middle of Texas in the country. There's dirt all the time. So she didn't think anything of it. She's driving, she's looking everywhere for her husband, cannot find him. However, Bonnie says she knew exactly where her boyfriend was at the time, and he was not okay. Bill Hall Jr.'s girlfriend, Bonnie, says that his wife, Frances, hit Bill while he was on his motorcycle. Bonnie says that she sees the whole thing occur right in front of her. She sees Bill Hall Jr.'s motorcycle being hit. He flies in the air, he hits the pavement, and he does not have a helmet on at the time that this happened. And remember to always wear a helmet when you're on any type of motorcycle, dirt bike, four-wheeler, anything like that. Always wear a helmet while you're driving, even on a bicycle. Frances is still driving, gripping that wheel of that Escalade, looking for her husband. She cannot find him. She's looking everywhere. Her phone starts ringing. It's her sister-in-law. And she says, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do to Billy? She's like, huh? I'm looking for him right now. I can't find him anywhere. She says, you hit him. She's like, no, I didn't. I didn't hit him. Yes, you hit him. She's like, no, I didn't. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him right now. Frances turns her Escalade around. She goes back. She sees her husband of over 30 years laying on the pavement in between her sister's legs. His head's there. They have the oxygen mask on him. She says she sees this person in a uniform, a cop, a firefighter, a paramedic. She doesn't know. He grabs her arm. She jerks it back. She's running to her husband. She sees her husband. And he's telling her, I can't breathe, and rips the oxygen mask on. They're putting it back on. He keeps ripping it off, telling her, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. She says that the paramedic comes. They want to take Bill to the hospital. She wants to go with her husband to the hospital. All this time, they put Bill's girlfriend Bonnie into a vehicle. She's screaming. She's going crazy. She wants to see Bill, but she can't because, he's been in this accident. Frances says, I'm going to be with my husband in the hospital. They say, no, you're not. She said a cop walked up to her and said, are you the wife? She says, yes. He says, turn around, put your hands behind your back. She does what she's told, and she is placed under arrest for hitting her husband, Bill, on his motorcycle. While Bill is being transferred to the hospital, he passes away due to his injuries. Bill Hall Jr. was only 50 years old when this tragedy occurred. Frances Hall is charged with felony murder. Frances says she is not worried. She knows this was an accident. She knows that she did not mean to hit and kill her husband, Bill Hall. This was just a terrible tragedy, and she knew that she was not going to be found guilty. The prosecution says this was a woman in rage and even shows the bumper of an Escalade and said her rage caused the death of her husband, Bill Hall Jr., that she needs to be in jail. The defense says that Bonnie kept brake checking Frances, kept slamming on her brakes, and then Frances was about to slam on her brakes. They were just going back and forth, and that Bill Hall ran in to his wife, Frances Hall. It was just crazy. The whole thing was a mess. In September of 2016, Frances Hall is found guilty and is sentenced to 2 years in jail. In September of 2018, Frances was released. She is now back home with her 2 children and her 8 grandchildren, living her life. Bonnie says that this was no accident. Bonnie says and still feels to this day that Frances Hall meant to hit her husband, Bill Hall Jr. Bonnie is devastated and says that this man was her future, that she wanted to have children with this man, that she loved this man. But according to his wife, Frances, this was a complete and horrible accident that ended up taking the life of a 50-year-old man. And this is where I'm going to ask y'all, what is y'all opinions? Because I want y'all opinions. Do y'all think this was an accident? Do y'all think that Frances Hall accidentally hit her husband, Bill Hall, and didn't realize she hit him? Because she says she was carrying this huge piece of metal or marble in her Escalade, and it kept moving around in the back, and it was heavy, so she didn't realize that she hit anything. She thought maybe it was this big piece of metal that was moving around in her car. However, Bonnie says that this was no accident. But if you want my personal opinion, this is just me, I feel that this was a terrible accident. In my opinion, I feel that Frances Hall did not mean to hit her husband, Bill. I think she had tunnel vision. I think she was after Bonnie. She was filled with hatred at this point. She was upset, and all she wanted to do was confront this woman, and she didn't realize anything else that happened around her. But I want y'all comments and y'all opinions down below. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought, and I'm pretty sure that you already know what my final thought is. Do not get involved with a married person. Number one, do not. You are worth so much more than that. You are not side salad. Know your worth. Don't settle for less. But in this situation, someone lost their life. Someone is no longer with us due to a love triangle. You never know what that person's feeling. You never know what can happen, what could occur. And in this situation, someone's life was ended. Someone's life was taken at only 50 years old. He'll never see his wife again, his kids, his grandkids. All of that was taken from him in seconds because he wanted to have a wife and a girlfriend. No one deserves to pass away like that. No one's life needs to end that way. And I want all of y'all to remember that. There are so many fish in the sea. So many. And you don't want to have to resort to having someone else's spouse. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be okay with that. You want to be happy. You want to be someone's top priority. You don't want to be anybody's sloppy seconds. Trust me. You want to be happy. And I want all of y'all to say that to yourselves. All of y'all. Y'all don't want to be dating someone with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife. Y'all don't want to do that. Make sure you're always someone's number one. I hope all of y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press on the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. And as always, stay safe, always be aware of your surroundings, and always know that I love each and every one of y'all. I am so thankful that y'all joined me tonight, and I'm so thankful for all of y'all love and support. Thank you all so much for supporting me and watching my channel. And I will see y'all next week with more videos. I love y'all all. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I hope y'all have a very safe weekend. Always remember, always remember to wear a helmet. Even if you're on a bicycle and you are just going down the road, always remember to wear a helmet and to stay safe. I love each and every one of y'all, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.